Hi friends, happy Thursday. My name's Jana. Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, I hope you will subscribe, and I hope everyone will give me a thumbs up. And if you are a returning person to my channel, thank you so much for coming back again. Okay, so I have got a really cute Easter card today. However, this card, because of the layout of it, all you have to do is just change the focal point to make it whatever kind of card you want. But I am using the cute Easter Bunny stamp set from Stampin' Up. I do sell Stampin' Up. So if you like any of the products you see today and don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, after this live is over, you can check in the description box below and you will see, you'll find a link that will take you to my shopping channel, okay? All right, so I'm using this, and I'm using the coordinating punch that goes along with it. And it cuts out this little bunny right here. I am also going to use the Deckle circles. Look how many dies you get in this set. It's crazy. You get a ton of them. I will tell you, 14. I'm going to use the 5th and 6th dies from the smallest in this set. I'm also going to use these pretty embellishments that are perfect for spring called Rainbow Adhesive Back Dots. And I'm going to use a little bit of the ribbon from this sheer ribbon combo pack, and you get a really pretty pink, yellow, and blue in here. And then also the paper, the patterned papers that I'm using today come from the Lighter Than Air Designer Series papers. So there's some really pretty pastel colors in here. This paper pack coordinates with the hot air balloon set, but also with whatever you want to use it for. But there are some hot air balloons in here that the dies from that set will cut out. All right, let's get to it. So it is stormy here today, so I'm hoping I won't have any difficulties filming. As you know, the ones of you that follow along my channel know that I have been having some problems ever since I got my new phone. So I have an iPhone 15 Pro Max. If anybody else watching uses that same phone to do live videos with, please comment and let me know, so that if you have if you don't have troubles with your live videos, I'd like to connect with you to see what settings you use. I really think that YouTube changed something, because the little things that allow me to pick which camera on my phone that I want to use and use the macro and all that have disappeared, and it appears to be a YouTube thing. So I'm not real sure what's going on with that, but I know if I bring things up close, a lot of times they get fuzzy. Now today doesn't look quite as bad, but anyway, we'll go with it. Hopefully things work out well. All right, so I am using a white card base today, and this is a thicker white. We do have thick white cardstock in the catalog and online. So when I use white as the card base, I do like to use the thicker white, because our regular white is not quite as heavy as the colored cardstock. So there is that, and then I've got all my other parts and pieces in here. Now, this card that I'm making today, I found this design. Somebody from Queen and Company had posted a card that they made using this layout, and I just thought it was really cute. So that's where I got my inspiration from today. All right, let's get started first with a couple of the layers. And let me see, I'll grab my ruler so I can just give you some quick measurements. So my card base is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. This first layer here is 4 by 5 1/4. And then my next layer is going to be 3 3/4 by 5. So the first thing I'm going to do is just set my card base aside, and I'm going to adhere these two layers together. Now, if I would have had maybe like the polka dot embossing folder, which I do have some polka dot ones, but they're not Stampin' Up, so I didn't want to use that today. But I think it would be kind of fun to maybe emboss this layer here. There's not going to be a whole lot of it that shows, so it's, you know, it would be up to you if you wanted to emboss it or not, but it's definitely not necessary. Okay, so there we have that piece. And then I have two strips here. I know they're cut at 6 inches long just because I used the full width of that patterned paper. And then my patterned paper is 1 1/4 in width, and the white is 1 1/2. And we're just going to adhere these two pieces together. Now I think this pattern here is really cute too, and would be a cute pattern for Easter cards. But like I said, this does not have to be, if you don't do Easter cards, no worries, because all you have to do is change the little focal point on this card to whatever else you would like it to be. It does not have to be an Easter card. Okay, so there are those two pieces. Now what I'm going to do is put adhesive on the back of this. And there might be a different way to go about doing this, but to me, this was just the easiest because this is going to go at a slant onto this piece. And rather than trying to figure out measurements or anything like that, I'm just doing the full length and putting it how I want it. And the only thing I'm doing is kind of trying to get this even over here, what I have, you know, from the top of this piece to the edge as it is down here. Just kind of center it that way. Push it down, and then we're going to just flip it over and cut off the extra. So like I said, I'm sure there's other ways you could go about doing that if you wanted to do some measuring and stuff like that, but this is just quick and easy. I just like the effect of that slanted piece in the background. It just adds a little bit more fun to your card. Okay, so that piece is ready. And now we can attach this to the front of the card. There's quite a few layers to this card, but it's still really simple to put it together. And if you didn't want to put that piece at a slant, you certainly wouldn't have to. You could just put it straight across your card. And you could do it in the middle, or you could do it a little bit higher or lower, however you want. But I am going to try to center this now on the front of the card. Boy, we have had rain here today, and hail and wind. It's just all kinds of fun. Okay, so there's that. I can kind of set this piece aside now and bring in some more. So I've got these two fun pieces up next, and this color is gorgeous, isn't it? It's called Azure Afternoon. So I've got this at 3 inches by 4 7/8. And then this one is 2 7/8 by 4 3/4. Now, I do have a little trick to this layer, and I didn't have any measurements or anything else to go by. I just spotted this card on Pinterest and went about it on my own. So I'm sure that it's not the same as what they did. Okay, but we are going to flag this, and so on the end that I'm going to flag, I'm going to make my layers, I'm going to center it across the width that way, and then make sure they're flush to each other down here at the bottom. And then I'm just going to cut up in the middle. If you've ever done a flag cut or banner cut, some people call it a banner cut. I think what I might do is put a little bit of my removable tape right here to keep these together, because sometimes my hands get a little bit shaky and I don't want to have a problem. Okay, so I'm going to cut up. Now I'm not going to make this a real deep flag. You just kind of want to cut up the middle the best as you can. Now if you want to measure, certainly go ahead and measure. I'm going to cut up about a 1/2 inch, okay? And then I'm going to take it from the corner the best as I can right over to where I cut up in the middle. There we go. And I'll do the same on the other side. Trying not to overlap. There we go. That turned out pretty good. Pretty decent. Okay, let me take my tape off of there. And now what I'm going to do is move this patterned paper all the way up to the top edge, and then it gives us that little shadow down here and on the sides, but I'm going to make it flush at the top. And I'm just going to go ahead and attach my two pieces together. I should have my silicone mat up here so I don't get adhesive, but if I'm careful, it'll be all right. My paper moves around so bad on top of my glass mat. Everything slides. Okay, so let's bring this back. And let me get this. On there. There we go. Cute. Okay, let's bring this back. Okay, so now this piece we are going to take up to just the top of this top layer here, like that, and attach that. I'm trying to make some of my Easter cards geared more towards the boys in our family because we've got way more boys than girls, and my tendency is always towards cute and frilly girl cards. And then I'm always struggling like, oh, I've got to have boy cards. So that's the reason for all the blue colors in this card today, and not so much frilly. I am going to be putting a bow on it, however, though. Okay, so there is that. Cute so far. Okay, so now I've got these two pieces. And again, my pattern papers are all from that one pack, and this is just a 3-inch square piece. I'm going to be using those die cut circles here. So, and this is just a 3 1/8 inch square. So I just kind of, when I want to cut my paper for circles, if I'm not using scraps, then I just lay this up on my cutter. I just get my cutter and I just put it on here and gauge then how much paper I need. So that's what I do. Most of the time I try to use scraps if I have them. Otherwise, I don't want to waste too much paper. So I'm going to just do that there. And put this one on here, and I'll run them through my die cut machine both at the same time. Okay, I'll be right back. All right, here we go. So now I can just adhere these two pieces together. This one's got little clouds on the back of it. Now, if I were doing this more for a girl card, I would probably use more of a scalloped circle as my background piece, and that is what was on the background of this one on the card I saw on Pinterest. But that was kind of girly, so I decided to do this. All right, we're going to stick this on here. And I'm going to put it more up towards the top, and this fits right in this banner pretty good, which I did not gauge that necessarily, because it's okay if it overlaps this banner piece, your circle, but mine happened to just fit in there because I'm going to be putting a greeting down here, so I want to leave room down here. Okay, I'm going to cut out my bunny, and I'm doing a chocolate bunny. So I'm using the Easter Bunny punch, and I am just simply going to punch out a chocolate bunny for this card. Now you can stamp this one here. The punch cuts this one out, so you could stamp that and color it up if you didn't want to do a chocolate bunny. This has got just the cutest bunny images in here, and I love the little carrot. You can do, I think I did this last year. I cut that out and colored it and put a little, I put it on top of that bunny's head right there, I think. So there's just all kinds of fun things you can do with this set. But today we are doing a chocolate bunny, and you can turn this bunny either way. It punches, you know, you're punching it out, so you can turn it either way you want. Mine's gonna go in that direction this time. And I'm gonna pop him up. If you have trouble pulling the papers off the backs of your things, if you have fingernails, just push down and it kind of makes it pop up on the edges. Anyway, it's a little bit easier to grab those papers off the back. when you do that. So I'm just going to put him right in the middle here. So cute. Okay, now for my little, I'm going to make another little banner to go down there for my Happy Easter. But to do that one, I'm actually going to use the Banners punch this time. Now this punch cuts out 3 different widths and 2 different designs. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can kind of see that. This one comes out to a point, and this one is more into the banner. The point goes in. So it cuts out a 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch, and a 1 inch strip. So both of those do the same thing, and you can make it as long as you want. So I will just let you know that my white piece today I cut at 3 inches, and I'm doing the middle size width, so it's 3/4. And then this one is 3 1/4, and it's 1 inch wide. So rather than stamp first, I'm going to go ahead and punch this first. That way I can judge better getting my stamp on it. Look, that came out kind of funky. It must have went crooked after I put it all the way in there. I might have to cut me another piece. I think I probably will. Yeah, that looks goofy. I'm going to cut another piece. But if you cut it first before you stamp it, you don't have to worry about cutting off part of your what you stamped. Since you're kind of doing it blindly, you can turn it over and watch from the back, but I just decided to punch first and then stamp. Okay, so I want this 3 inches by 3/4. And we'll just try this again. Okay, so I'm going to slide it in, and I'll flip it over and show you what I mean about, you can see now. I can see already that I'm not, it's moving around on me, so I'm just going to get it where I want it. Whee! Okay, there we go. So that end is okay, and let's do the other end. Yeah, my paper is a little more narrow. I didn't get it quite 3/4 of an inch in width, so that's why it's sliding around. Let me just get this in there. That doesn't look too bad. Okay, there we go. And I can go ahead and cut the blue piece because I'm not going to be stamping on it at all. And I'm not going to flip it over. So hopefully it comes out okay. I don't think I have it cut too narrow, so it's not sliding around like my white piece did. Okay. So now I can stamp my white piece, and I'll just save my boo-booed one because I can use that little strip for something else sometime. All right, so I've got the Happy Easter on my block here from the stamp set, and I'm going to bring in that Azure Afternoon color that we've already used in the card and stamp my Happy Easter with that color. I think this is a really pretty blue color. And I'm going to pull it down towards me a bit so I can hopefully get it on there. Okay. There we go. Happy Easter. And then I'm just going to put that onto the blue piece. There we go. Let me bring my card back. I'm going to pop this part up too, so I'm just going to put 3 dimensionals back here. And then this is what I was talking about. I just push down in the middle and you can see it pops up the edge, and it makes it so much easier to grab that paper off and pull it, or grab that paper up and pull it off. Okay, so now you have choices when it comes to this, and the card that I saw on Pinterest, the greeting that they did, and I think their card base and everything was bigger than what I did today, but they offset it over to the side. But since my card base isn't as big, I just decided I think it looks better kind of centered here. And the first card I made, I didn't allow enough room here and I had to overlap it. I'll show you what I mean. But it looks fine. It turned out okay. This one I didn't have to overlap because I left enough room under my circle piece that I don't have to overlap it. Now I had this little piece left over, so I'm just going to make another little banner here to go inside. And I'm just going to cut this, and I'm not going to stamp the inside yet because I don't know what I want to put in there as far as a message. And I don't want this piece that long, so I'm just, since it's got stripes on it, it's really easy for me to go ahead and cut it off. Otherwise I'd stick it in my paper cutter and cut it straight, but it had that stripe, so that made it a little bit easier. You could also just attach it and then cut it from the back, cut the extra off like I did on the front of the card. You could always do that. Let me get the pin in this. I keep forgetting to put the pin in and then my glue clogs up. All right, let's put this in here just for a little extra decoration. Okay, so that will be cute, and I will put another sentiment in here, but let's do some more decorating. I'm going to do the ribbon first, so I'm going to use this blue. It is the Azure Afternoon Blue. I need to clean up my ribbon here. It's all getting messed up in the bag, but this is really pretty because it's got that sparkly edge. Okay, so I'm not going to do a finger bow this time. I just want a little bow, so I'm just going to do like this. And pull it really tight because I just want it little, and I'm going to end up wasting some of this ribbon, but I want it tight. And then I am just going to do this and that. Oh, I didn't waste too much. And then I just need some glue dots here. You know, chocolate bunnies, they always have a little candy flower on them, or they have a ribbon on their neck or whatever, so that's why I'm doing a little bow. I mean, it definitely needs some kind of a decoration. I always loved getting a chocolate bunny when I was a kid. Okay, so now it's stuck to my finger. All right, here we go. This is just gonna go right there. So cute. I love it. Okay. No, I didn't even think about the fact that I've got these dots and they match. I honestly did not. They match with the dots on the paper. How cute. And these are all the same colors. Gotta love that about Stampin' Up. You get to be matchy-matchy. Okay, so you can choose whatever colors because all the colors are in here. I am going to do, this color and I'm going to stick it up there. I'm going to do a big one. What do I want to do? I'm not going to do pink because, like I said, I'm thinking of the boys. I'll do yellow. My little sticky part on my tool here, I need to take it off and squeeze out some more is what I need to do. All right, so I'm going to put this one there and then one more. I think I'll do this color. And where do I want? Oh, I'm going to put it. Yeah, I'm going to put it there. Okay. There we go. Cute. All right. Here's my first one I made earlier today. I didn't change up the papers. I was in a hurry. So I just cut doubles when I was cutting it out. I thought, nope, I'm not going to try to do it different today. I am going to do the same paper, but I really like that paper combination anyway. I just think it turned out cute with the polka dots and stripes. I love that. I hope you guys like it and see what I mean. All you have to do is change out this if you don't want to do Easter and make that whatever you want to make it. It could be something you've punched, something you've stamped and die cut. It could be a cutout, you know, something you've bought that's already cut out. This would be cute with a flower. Anything. I just love the design, the layout of this card with all of its little layers that actually aren't hard at all. So I hope you like it too. All right, let's, thank you, Sue. Let's have our little story time. If the Shoe Fits. We are still reading in this. And I know I left off there. In some religions, shoes are offered as sacrifices to gods. Oh, we did read that already, I remember. Okay, so we're over here. In many cultures, shoes have had a strong association with the religion and religious practices. Muslims, Hindus, and Orthodox Jews remove their shoes before entering holy places. The shoe had legal significance to the ancient Hebrews who used it to seal a bargain. There is evidence that ancient people commissioned burial shoes to be made as status symbols for the next world. That's interesting. How cute. Elton John's famous platform sole boots were made specially for him and added a needed 6 inches to his height. That's funny. Earth shoes. Hey, I had a pair of those. Do you guys remember Earth shoes? They were shorter in the back, the sole. Earth shoes, first marketed in the US in 1970, were made so that the heel was lower than the toes and were supposed to encourage better posture and to be more comfortable. I don't know. If you had them, what do you think? Do you think they were more comfortable to walk in? I know mine tied. I think mine were suede, brown suede. Up to the middle of the 19th century, shoes were made with virtually the same hand tools used by the ancient Egyptians. Okay, we'll do this one more. In the 16th century, shoes called chopines had platforms so high that they were almost like stilts. Hey, I have seen some of the people that walk the red carpet in some of the ridiculous outfits that they wear have shoes like this. So it might have been back in the 16th century, but they are still doing it today. I can't even imagine. Those models that walk the red carpet in some of those outfits and those shoes, you got to hand it to them, because I don't know how they do it in some, especially some of those shoes. And you know that a lot of times those shoes aren't even the right size for their feet. Of course, they're making some money, right? So I guess it must be worth it to them. All right, you guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me for a little bit of your day today. I really appreciate it. And again, if you like any of these things and you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you would like to purchase something, I will be putting the link in the description box below after we're done here. Also, one other thing, today is the last day to get in on Celebration, which is a special that Stampin' Up! Does once a year. When you shop and spend $50, that's the first level. There's just 2 levels, $50 or then up to $100. You get to pick something for free out of the Celebration selections, and they did add more products to that. And when you go online to order, once you hit that $50 level, it will let you know that you have a free item to pick out, and then you'll do all that at the end. Okay. All right, thanks again, and have a great weekend ahead. I hope you get to do some crafty something, whatever you like to craft, and have some fun. Okay, take care. See you in my next video. Bye-bye.